Thank you for joining me on Making with Marilyn. On today's video, we're going to be making some leather earrings with our Cricut Maker. I made some leather earrings this morning, and you can see them hanging here. They are cute. They're made out of black leather, and then I embossed the leather. But I do want some bigger earrings, and I want some earrings in other colors. So we will work on those today, and I'll show you how it's done. Before you cut your earrings though, I want to compare whether it works better to have the smooth side up or the rough side up. So let me get through my first set of cuts before you cut yours. For this video, I'm going to be using Cricut Design Space, my Cricut Maker, I'll use my Strong Grip mat, and then I'll actually use some Strong Grip transfer tape on my mat to adhere my leather to. Other things that I'll use are scissors to cut my leather down to size. I'll use some leather that I bought at Hobby Lobby, hoping you can see that. It's a 1 pound remnant pack, and it came with a lot of leather. It's marked at $5.99 for the 1 pound pack, but I did use a 40% off coupon. So for about $4, I received 3 pieces of brown, somewhat pebbledy textured leather. It's really nice. You can see where I cut my earrings out from this morning. This is black leather, and in addition to that piece, I received 4 more pieces of black leather. They're all good size. 3 of them are that size. One was a little smaller, and then this is a huge piece of leather. You can make a ton of earrings out of that alone. And then I have 2 pieces of this light buff colored leather, and I'm really excited to see how that'll look. Once I've cut them, I will emboss some of them by using this embossing folder from Recollections. I'll use my embossing mats. I don't know what they're called. They're the embossing things that go through your little embosser. I have a Sizzix Texture Boutique. I did see this on Amazon today for just a little over $30, $31, $32, somewhere in that range. Okay, so when you cut your earrings, you can actually have the Cricut Maker cut the little holes for you, but I like to punch my own holes. So I have this old-fashioned punch set that I used to use a lot when I did a lot of scrapbooking. It's the little protective mat, the mini mat, the punch tool, and then you use a hammer. And then today I bought this leather punch tool at Harbor Freight with my 20% off coupon, tax included. It was just a little over $6, so very reasonable. I have the little silver findings that go through your ear that you attach your leather to. And then because I have lost leather earrings in the past, they're so light that they come off pretty easily. They slide out of your ear pretty easily, especially if you're riding with the windows down, or we were jeeping in Colorado and I lost one. So I bought these plastic earring backs. I got those today at Michael's. There's 200 pieces, and they were somewhere around $3. To bend the little loop in these so that you can put your leather on, I have this little, I guess they're little pliers, similar to needle nose pliers. And then when you cut your earrings, the edges of the leather are a little bit rough. There are just some frayed pieces left. The cut itself is very smooth, but the back side where, it's rough, it can sometimes have little frays hanging off the leather. So you can remove those by burning them slightly, and we'll do that in the video as well. That's a really nice way to make them finished off, just very professionally with a professional look. So I think that's all we'll need. I hope that's all we'll need. You wouldn't need everything that I have here, but I did want to show you how everything that I have to make earrings works. So gather your things if you'll be working with me. If you're just watching, give me a minute to set up my computer, and I'll be right back. So the first thing that I want to do is to go ahead and put my Strong Grip transfer tape down. So just go ahead and place that where it needs to be. And you see this dark line here, that is from leather. And that's after really working to get most of it off. So I'll go ahead and roll that up or pull that up. Now I want to have one piece, and I want to trim that a little bit. I'd like it to all be on my contact paper, not down below it. So I'll cut those little jagged pieces off. So I'm going to have the first piece smooth side up. And I think I mentioned on my last video that I had ordered a brayer, and it came in, and I'm probably not lucky enough for it to be in this room with me. I know I'm not lucky enough, so that's okay. Now that will work out fine. Now this one is smooth side down. I'd really like to get that stuck down better though. Okay, smooth side down. There we go. That looks pretty good. So let me get my maker moved over so that it's all in view. Now I want to click continue. I'm going to click browse all materials, and then I'm just going to go ahead and type in leather and see what my options are. Last time I just clicked on genuine leather. Done. Now it tells me that I need the deep point blade in clamp B. Right now I still have my fine point blade in clamp B. So let's go ahead and take that out, and that's the fine point blade. This is the deep point blade. It sticks out much further than the fine point blade. Make sure it's clean. Place that in clamp B. It's telling me I can go ahead and load my materials. That's what this flashing light means. And now it's ready for me to send my fabric or my material to the maker. It's prompting me to unload my material. So let me close this up, move it out of the way, and we'll see how well the leather cut. I don't know if it cut both sides 3 times, but I did notice that it cut this side 3 times. I should have paid closer attention. So this is the smooth side down. Ooh. That is awesome. That's great. Now, one thing, I did tell you I would punch my own holes, and then I forgot to, using the contour function, hide the holes, but that's okay. Hopefully they cut really nicely. Oh, they did. That's really nice. You can see possibly you can see some little frays, very little frays Wow, that's just very close to perfect. So this was smooth side down. And even that tiny hole is just really, really nice. Now, smooth side up. Let's see how that went. And I made a rookie mistake. I should have moved the rollers out of the way so it wouldn't roll over my leather, and I didn't do that. It looks like it's on the very edge. It might not have done anything too badly to these. I might have gotten really lucky. Now, here is why you never want to put rough side down on a Cricut mat without putting some type of transfer tape under it, because all that would have been on your mat. And so the transfer tape is still on the back. We'll peel that off, maybe. Well, I'll do it in a little bit. I need to peel it off so I can see if the hole cut really nicely. And it did. Okay, I'm going to get some of these things picked up. Here's the final products. I'll lift them up so that you can see them a little bit better. This is the pair that we cut with the smooth side down, which is the way I've seen it recommended, but I honestly thought it would cut better with the smooth side up. I thought that the only reason they didn't want you to do that is because the amount of fibers that it would leave on your cutting mat. But the smooth side up clearly is the winner. They are flatter. These are both angled up from having to pull so hard, probably off of the transfer tape. These two earrings have a little bit less fraying. Both sets have a little bit of fraying, but you can fix that with burning it off like I'm going to do, or they do sell some products to help with that, but I kind of feel like burning it off is the least expensive, and it does a nice job, so I'll continue to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to burn it off on the light color leather, so we'll just have to see about that. Also, I noticed when I was cutting them that there was some writing on the back of this piece, so I looked at the back of all my pieces. That piece and this piece are the only ones that have writing on them. You see the rest of them have no writing on them whatsoever, so you wouldn't need to worry about that so much. Now that I know which is the best way to cut them, I'm going to go ahead and load some light colored leather and some of the brown pebbledy textured leather, and I'll go ahead and cut 2 more sets. Okay, we're ready for round 2. I went ahead and put some of the light buff leather and the brown pebbledy textured leather on. I ran downstairs and got my new brayer. So, how do you work this thing? Oh, upside down. Okay, this is my first time to use it. So you really push those down so they're adhered well. Also, you may have noticed that I did not even use any of the transfer paper. I was so impressed with how cleanly the leather came off the mat when it was smooth side down that I just decided let's try it without. I'm a little nervous about this piece of leather. I hope it's big enough. I hope I don't cut off the leather. Now, we'll get this maker moved over. And before I forget, I'll wait till it stops rolling. I want to move that little roller out of the way. make it. All right, now I moved this set over. It's going to start. Okay. So notice my leather starts just shortly after the 5-inch mark for this side. So I want that about 5.5. But it ends slightly over 9. I'm going to move it back over. I told you I was worried about this piece. I think actually, let's cancel that. I'm going to make this pair just a tiny bit smaller. Let's see how that looks. Okay, we're going to go with that. Okay, those look pretty well situated. I don't know if you can see it too well, but on my screen you can see where the earrings are. And so I moved these over and made them smaller, and then I moved those closer to the 5-inch mark because of the way I situated my leather on my mat. So you can really finagle the designs around a lot so that they fit what you're working with. I hope that made sense. Now again, I'm going to click Browse All Materials. I'm just going to type leather in. I don't know if it's 2 to 3 ounce or 4 to 5 ounce. I don't know if it's garment leather. I'm just going to select genuine leather and then done. It's reminding me to use the deep point blade in clamp B, which is what I just used to cut my other earrings, so I know that's still in there. And now it's telling me to load the mat and the material. Now it's prompting me to go ahead and send it to the maker. Now I'm going to show you how my punch tool works. I just have to find it from under everything over here. Okay, so this is a good old-fashioned punch, and I'm going to start with the brown earrings. Okay, this has an opening on the end of it. I don't know if you can really see that, but it's hollow in the middle of the circle. So you set it down. Okay, now you can see that there is a hole in that. Hopefully you can see that. There definitely is a hole in that now. There you go. That's probably good. Now the reason I said earlier, besides I wasn't real sure it would cut the holes real well. The other thing is, as you're making your earrings bigger and smaller, that hole is going to get bigger and smaller too when you adjust them. And I know what size of hole I want. So that's another reason why I think I would still prefer just to pound my hole in it. Now I wanted to use the other tool that I got at Harbor Freight, so let me get that out. It has a lot of different sizes of punches on it. I just have to figure out how to turn it. Okay, so here's the punch tool that I got at Harbor Freight today, and it has 6 different sizes of punches, and you notice there's an arrow going that way. So to change the punch sizes, you need to turn it, and I want the smallest punch size there is, which is this one. So there we go. Now, you put what you want punched and go down so you can see where you're going to be punching. Make sure that's where you want it. And before you put much pressure, check it. I'm going to move it over just a little bit. Okay, I like that. So press, and you can kind of hear it cutting through the leather. And there we have a hole. So that was nice. Again, get it to where I want it before you put much pressure, or you'll make an indentation into your leather. All right, press it. You can hear it again. And there's the other hole. So I have a couple more pairs of earrings. Let's set them on something. I have this nice buff color. I have two of the black pairs. And then I have, hopefully they'll all fit. I have my brown pair. And you can see they're all nice. I do need to clean up some of the frayed edges. So let me show you how you can do that with the lighter. So let's see. Let me put something white under here. Maybe that'll help you to be able to see better. That's probably good. Okay, you may or may not be able to see these little frays. I think you can. So I'm going to heat my lighter up. I don't want to do it straight on because I don't want the heat to get to the top layer. So I'm going to have it angled. I'm just going to lightly go back and forth. Okay, that looks good. Now, oops, sorry. So you can probably see, I'm trying to look in the camera, a few frays there. I'll burn those off. Burn those off. Burn those off. Now, one time when I did this, I kept it on too long and it kind of made the earring fold back a little bit as it was burning, I guess. Okay, that looks good. I like that. Okay, so that was the black one. Let's see how it works on the brown pair. So hopefully you can tell that's really nice and smooth. That one's nice and smooth. So here's the real test, because the fraying shows up more on this one than any of the other pairs of earrings. Let's see what happens. And I can see the back of it getting some kind of burn marks on it. I'll turn it over so you can see it in a minute. Okay, it is very, very slight that you see a little bit there. You could sand that a little bit, probably get some of it to come off that way. I might be able to do a little bit that way, and you can. I can see just a little bit of dark frayings there. That's pretty nice. I would definitely not be embarrassed to wear those. Let me put that on something dark so you can see. There you go. You can still see there's a little bit of frayings, and I would spend more time with scissors or a knife or something to clean those up. But they really look pretty nice. Again, I wouldn't be embarrassed to wear them. But I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I would just take your time and cut those off. Okay, that looks good. So now what I want to do is to send one of these pairs through the embosser. And we are going to send the black pair through. This is my little Sizzix boutique. Boy, we have a lot of stuff on this table. Okay, so hopefully this will show up well on camera. You can see all my little white frayed things on the table here. Okay, so on these, you just put them in. I want them embossed, so you put them face up. If you want them debossed, you'd put them face down, but I want mine embossed. And I'm going to make it where this pointy edge and the hole is not going to be under the embossing. Actually, I want to do it this way. Okay, so there, hopefully you can see that the pointy thing is within one of the blank spots. And I want it fairly straight. Now we'll go over here and we'll do the same thing. That is not straight at all. Okay. There we go. So without moving them, go ahead and close that folder down. And then one of these things goes under it. And one goes on top. And you probably can't tell, but these sides are barely bent so that they'll fit in easier. It's easier to feed in through. They're beveled slightly, I guess I should say. So I'm going to start sending that through. Hold on to it. It takes a little bit of pressure, but if it didn't, sorry, my camera's shaking. It takes a little bit of pressure, but if it didn't, let me move my arm to this side. If it didn't, it wouldn't emboss. So just give it what you got, put your muscles into it. And it's a little awkward standing up doing it at this angle, but there we go. Now let's open this up and see what we have. Let me put those on a piece of white cardstock again. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to see some of that texture. You can see that I still need to clean up the frayed edges on these, but that's okay. You've seen that they clean up nicely. I'll take a picture of the earrings at the end because when there's a flash on the embossing, you can really see what they look like. So we're going to put some hooks on this pair of earrings. I have 2 of the hooks out. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to open that up a little bit. And then make sure you have it facing the right way. I did one that was backwards one time. Okay. Then I'm going to turn it upside down so that ball won't keep going that way. So I'm going to turn it upside down. This doesn't make it easy for you to see. And then squeeze that back together. There we go. So there is our first earring. So there's my second one. So I'll go ahead and put the rest of the earring findings on. I'll clean them up. I'll take a couple of pictures so you can see the embossing a little better, and I'll be right back. Here's the 5 pair of earrings that I made. Now, these are very basic shapes. I hope to expand on this in the future, in future videos. On the left is the smooth black leather. Next to it on the right is the brown pebble textured leather. Then in the middle, the small pair that I made in the morning. And I hope you can see, yeah, you can see the embossing a little bit. The buff pair, and the buff pair is the roughest pair. They're hardest to clean up, and the frays show a little bit more. So they're not quite as nice as the rest, but they're nice. I am pretty close, so you're going to see all the bad things. Okay, there's the black textured pair. It doesn't show up really strongly on video or in person, but it is just a nice little touch. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comment section. And if you'd like to see what I'll be doing in the future, including more earrings that are a little bit less basic than these, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Marilyn. Bye-bye.